Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're working on a 2006 Toyota 4Runner. This one is a rear-wheel drive, but a four-wheel drive should be the same, and we are going to be removing the rear differential. So start by safely lifting the vehicle up and securing it, and then pulling the tires off. And then we're going to unhook the brake line from each side. I just put a rubber vacuum cap over the brake line to prevent the fluid from leaking out the whole time I'm working on it. And then there are 4 bolts that hold the wheel bearing, axle, and brake system to the axle housing itself. Those are 17 millimeters, so go ahead and loosen those up all the way and then take the nuts off. We're also going to have to remove the e-brake cable from the rear control arm. That's a 12 millimeter bolt, so zip that out. Now for this, I'm not going to be removing the axle completely. We're just going to be sliding it out far enough to get the differential out. This is the ABS sensor. If you can't get it unclipped, then it might be easier just to unbolt that nut and pop it loose. You do have to squeeze a screwdriver in there to get that to unclip. When you pull this out, it is going to puke a little bit of gear lube. Even if you drain it, there is a chance that gear lube will leak out. So put a catch can on the ground to prevent a big mess. Now here I'm going to drain the fluid out. I already undid the other side off camera. So I have my drain pan below this. We're going to zip that nut out and drain the rest of the fluid. Go ahead and remove the 4 drive shaft nuts where they attach to the rear differential. And then there's 4 washers underneath that nut as well. Now this is the first one I've seen that has a rubber dampener on the flange. It might be because it's a 2-wheel drive, or it's an option possibly. Either way, you may have studs and nuts like this one had, or you may have nuts and bolts. Just take them loose and then we'll pop the drive shaft out. To pop that out, I just grab a pry bar, stick it between the yoke, and pop it loose. Now, I don't take the drive shaft loose from the transfer case or transmission. I just grab a bungee cord, tie it off to the side out of my way, and then we'll pull the rear differential. Now, there's a bunch of 12 millimeter nuts around the perimeter of this differential, and there is a washer behind that. Once we take all of the nuts off and remove the washers, we can remove the third member from the rear axle housing. And remember, I have both axle shafts slid out about 6 or 8 inches, and that's going to allow the axles to clear the third member. Now I'm removing this third member because the bearings are noisy, so after I get this out, I'm going to rebuild it. I'll put a link to that video down in the description below, so you can find it if you need to rebuild yours. Now I just wiggle the third member off of the housing. That gives me a little bit of room to get those washers off of there. I have a drain pan below this that caught all of the washers. And then when you're ready, this third member is heavy, so pull it straight out if you can. If you don't pull it straight out, it gets kind of bound up. So as straight as possible. Sometimes you have to twist the flange itself to get it to come out. And that's it. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe, click the bell. If you want to find the next step of this process, that link is down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.